If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Cordae is about to drop his new album From a Bird's Eye View this Friday, January 14th. We've gotten a lot of, rollout for this so far. We got the first part of that documentary, we got that, trailer, we got the cover art already, the announcement when it was gonna come, and the next piece in all of this was the track list. And he finally dropped the track list today on the Monday of the week that his album is releasing. So let's look at this, let's see what we can learn about this, and what the titles of the tracks can tell us about the content of the album so far, and also the people who are featured on here. So let's jump straight into it. So the album cover for this thing is this. I've went over this in a past video already. I really like that style. I think it fits in with the, first album that he had, the Lost Boy record. And on this one, a lot of different theories. Y'all had a lot of different speculations as well as to what the birds are, what the people are, what he's like looking at. Is he looking at it from a bird's eye view? And when we look at the track list in a second, you can see this same, style again. That's why I brought up the album cover. So let's actually look at the track list. This is it. This is the track list. Again, as I said, we can see this landscape. We can see that sun, the stars, the birds, that statue in the background. So that's how they're connected. But let's actually look at the tracks. 14 tracks in total, one of them being a bonus and one of them being a remix. So actually 12 tracks on this thing. This is also, this distinction is clearly made with like a little more space in between the actual 12 records and the 2 bonus tracks. But let's actually go through these and I'll give my thoughts on these as we go through them. We start off with Shiloh's intro. This will likely be, an intro by Shiloh Young. We can also see, and I'm going to take a look at this later, him being featured on the vocals list, because he also dropped a list with all the composers, the producers, and the vocalists on here, which I think is amazing. It really gives some credit to the people behind the scenes, actually, but we're going to look at that after the track list. Let's keep going. So Shiloh's intro will probably be something like that. So actually, this might be not an actual track, but more of an intro, so only 11 real tracks. Next up, we have Sean Michelle. Apparently, Cordae was inspired by some Basquiat art, so apparently that's a kind of like a little nod to him, which I think is really cool. Next up, we have Super, the track we already heard. I really liked that track. I thought it was a great, first single for this album. It really set the mood for this. It was that, he was out here trying to get his recognition, get his respect, and I really liked that track. Then we have Mama's Hood. Have not heard this so far. Then Want For Me, also haven't heard this so far. And then Today featuring Gunna. I don't know if I like this too much. We have a Gunna feature on like every album nowadays. It seems like he just has a very low feature price and everybody seems to be getting that. But Gunna also dropped his new record DS4 last week, so maybe there's some type of hype behind this and Cordae can capitalize off of that as well. Then we have Shiloh's Interlude, probably again be a Shiloh Young track. It's kind of funny to see how often Shiloh Young is featured on here, but I guess, it's just someone he was working with. Then we have Coach Carter. This could be either a reference to, Lil Wayne or also Jay-Z, but we got to see which one he was actually talking about. The next track, actually Lil Wayne feature, Sinister. We already heard that as well, and that track was amazing, especially also the music video and the stuff he was talking about, so I definitely mess with this track. I'm glad it's on here. Then we have Chronicles featuring Her and Lil Durk. This will probably be more of a slow song, more of like a emotional type of love song, but that's something that I really like from Cordae, so that's dope. The next track now though. Come on, how you did that. Champagne Glasses featuring Freddie Gibbs, Nas, and Stevie Wonder. Now, if you remember, Cordae was already on a Freddie Gibbs and Nas track with that Life is Like a Dice Game remake that they did. I think it came out in like April or May of 2021. So he was already accustomed with the two, with Freddie and Nas. But to have like a Stevie Wonder feature on here too, and again to have Freddie and Nas and Stevie Wonder on your own record, like, come on. This dude is killing it. Like a Nas feature and a Freddie Gibbs and a Stevie Wonder, that's just crazy. So shout out to my man Cordae out here, getting his respect and getting his really due recognition in the hip-hop game. The last track is then called Westlake High. This probably just serve as an outro. And then, Actually, already, again, interesting, Parables. We already heard that track. It dropped with the, as you know, the next track is Gifted featuring Roddy Ricch. We heard that as well. That was one of the first singles he dropped back in 2020. I didn't like that too much. Parables was way better though. But this time a remix featuring Eminem? Come on, man. This dude has Freddie Gibbs, Nas, Stevie Wonder, and Eminem on his album. That's crazy. For a dude's second album, that is actually insane. And I gotta give the, really big props to Cordae for pulling this off and for actually getting these people on this record, because that's just crazy. And people are really gonna be on those, on that Eminem song, for real. Now also, Cordae dropped a freestyle From a Bird's Eye View a couple of days ago, where he was in Paris and filming like a little music video for it, also spitting some bars over a Kendrick's Heart 4 beat. And on there he went off. He was talking about this new album, especially. He was talking about being the best rapper under 25, being the best rapper under 30, and it's not even close and stuff like that. So he's really out here. He's confident, and I do think that this dude really has a good chance at dropping one of the best records this year. I already like Lost Boy, and in the meantime, the singles he's dropped for this thing so far have just, they kept getting better and better, and I really see a lot of potential in Cordae as being one of the leaders of this new generation that is actually talking about some important real life stuff and not just about, the typical stuff that rappers talk about nowadays, and that's actually able to put together like a real body of work and a real body of art. And I really respect that when artists do that, and I think that moving on in his career, he can definitely deliver a lot more classics coming from him, and this is just the first step, in a long career. Now this dude has just proven in like the interviews and in the little, documentary parts and he's done, that he's really in it for the long run. He's trying to create stuff like this. He waited a long time before dropping this album. I think Lost Boy dropped in 2019, so it was definitely take some balls to drop your sophomore album 3 years after your debut record. So that's why I have a lot of respect for this man. I think especially with this Tracklist, this man can definitely be confident and be out here like promoting his stuff and being proud of it. So my man Cordae came through. This is the Tracklist. Also real quick, I want to touch on one thing that I said earlier. He also compiled a list of producers, composers, and vocalists on here. We can see the likes of Boy Wonder and Hit Boy, for example. So we already see that a lot of star-studded producers as well on here, which I really like to see, and I think it's dope that he's giving credit to them as well. So yeah, this is the track list. This is the producers, composers, vocalists list basically. But all the things I just said and that I expressed are just my opinions and my thoughts. Of course, now I want to know what you think about this. What do you think about this track list? What do you think about the features? Nas, Freddie Gibbs, Stevie Wonder, and Eminem. Come on, man, y'all gotta give me your honest opinion on this in your first reaction, because I think this is crazy. I think that my man Cordae is about to have a really good week this week. So yeah, all of that, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.